Hello, I'm doing this, I guess. So yeah, I'll be doing a tier list for the 4-star weapons for Wuthering race, I guess. Because I've honestly realized that there isn't much discussion about the 4-star weapons. Everyone just seems to be talking about the 5-star limited signature weapons. Okay, I mean, I understand why, because like even the battle pass weapons, no one really talks about them much at all, other than like the initial speculation and stuff like that, and then that's it. No one like showcases them trying out and stuff like that. So just thought I will do this. I'll just do this to help out some of the expanders and free-to-play players. So yeah, there's that, I guess. So but I guess I'll just get a few disclaimers out of the way, or I'll be comparing the 4-star weapons to themselves and the standard 5-star weapons. I'll try not to take into account any of the signature weapons, but I am somewhat biased because I will use a small number of the limited weapons. I have like Jinhsi's, String Master, what else do I have? Follow plus one also. Who else do I have? I honestly don't remember anymore. Cut the TS ones, but yeah, you know. So yeah. So I'll try not to take into consideration the limited 5-star weapons, but I have some biases, so take that as a grain of salt. And also, I'm not the best WuWa player. I've only gotten 30 Doritos on TOA once. But I mean, I'm constantly getting 28, 29 Doritos, so maybe that's fine. I have no idea, but I don't really have a track record of getting 30 Doritos. I only gotten it once. And so, I also really never bothered too much with whimpering race, honestly. I don't remember ever getting. I think yeah, I only got to the last stage once, and I honestly never really bothered too much about whimpering race. Just don't really like it, honestly, and then honestly kind of lost interest to even try when the HP inflation set in. So that was that, I guess. So probably not the best. I'm honestly nowhere near the best with Wuthering race player. So I also have never bothered much with the hologram. I think the highest level was like what, level 4 that I gotten. I don't think I gotten anyone to like. Yeah, I think this level 4 holograms is the highest level I ever went to. That was also for just some missions or achievements. So I'm by no means that good of a Wuthering race player. But yeah, you know, yeah. So take it with a grain of salt, what I say. So if you want to have anything to say about this, just tell me in the comments or something. I have no idea. I also don't even know if I check the comments that much, but yeah, as I'm starting work soon. So yeah. So I'll just be comparing the 4-stars themselves with 4-stars with themselves and the standard 5-star. And then as for this weight spring over here, the commonest one is a Sommel anchor standing, because for some reason this Kiddies maker I found doesn't have Sommel anchor, even though it has the fish rectifier. Don't know why. So yeah, that's that. So disclaimers, I guess, out of the way. I'll just talk about the weapons first. So I'll go by weapon. I should talk slower. I'll go by weapon type. So I'll be talking about the rectifiers first, then the block blades, then the swords, and then afterwards I haven't really bothered, because honestly this is not the first time recording it. My previous one got interrupted by stuff, so yeah, for some reason I can't pause my recording on this software. So that's that. So yeah, I'll talk about rectifiers first. So I guess I should just get this out of the way. Variation. Keep doing it. Variation. Where's variation? There we go. Variation. Do I need to say much, honestly? I feel like everyone should know what variation does by now already, to be honest. Variation is just honestly very good on the character. Yeah, can you see this? Not even the first time. Yeah, I can see. Lost variation is very good on Verena, Showkeeper, Baizi, even some of the sub DPS like Zezi, Inlin, and Cantarella. They are honestly very good on them already as well. Because it helps with rotation. Restoring your concentrated energy as well as giving you ER for your liberation energy. So yeah, it helps with both that you need for fast rotation. So that's why honestly most of the ER 4 stars are very good. Not all, actually not most, all of them are very good. So yeah, that's that. So variation, honestly probably is honestly higher than Overchain everything just because of most of the healers are that, because you generally might not want to put it on your sub DPS because you do want them to do some damage. So that's that. But yeah, but then your healers generally won't even do much damage. So that's why variation works. Variation is rated so highly, even compared to the other ER 4 stars. So yeah, this helps with rotation a lot. That's really all you need to know. This is why it's so good. This helps with rotation. Don't know how many times I need to repeat it, but just know that that's why it's so good. So let's move on to the next ones. I'll talk about the better pass weapons, I guess. Radiant Dawn and Augment. I'll talk about Augment first, I guess. Attack, crit rate. Yeah. Crit rate. Crit rate is a very good substat. I actually prefer it more than crit damage because it makes building your resonator, your unit, a lot easier. You don't have to worry a lot. You can worry less about the substat roll. Or you can make even like subpar substat rolls for your echoes work due to you having the crit rate built into a weapon. You can free up two substat rolls stuff like that. So yeah, crit rate is just very good. I like crit rate a lot. It helps a lot with you building your unit. So yeah, that's it. And I'll just talk about the skill itself. And you cast the Razor Evasion, when you cast your ultimate, increase your attack by 50%. Good on Encore, yeah, so very good on all the DPSs for Encore and Phoebe, not for Lova. Because for Lova, generally you'll be using your Liberation at the end of your rotation, and the weapon skills effects actually does not carry forward, does not carry on when you switch out your units. So for Lava, you cast your ulti, your Liberation, you just want to switch out afterwards, and then when you switch out, you lose your 50% attack, so you basically don't benefit from it. So if you're using this on full level, you'll just be using it for the pure static. It's a pure static. So you generally won't see this at all. For Encore and Phoebe, Encore you'll be using it to enter your Empower state, which is basically where the bulk of your damage is. So yeah, after that, then Phoebe you'll be generally using it somewhere in the middle of your rotation. Honestly, for me, I just use it for iframes to dodge in the middle of your rotation. So yeah, that helps as well. So it works for both the DPS, and then even then for the sub DPS, I mean, it depends on how good you are, but for my rotation, generally I'll be using it in the middle of the rotation as well. Because Cantarella ultimate gives more 40 stacks. This I don't think so, but it helps a lot with the consumable energy and stuff, so you get the idea. So it's generally better for you to use it in the middle, so you still, and then afterwards the bulk of the damage comes from after you cast your Liberation damage. So total is Liberation, then your Resonance skill, and then the 3 jumps. Isn't 3 jumps, right? I just realized I call it 3 jumps because it jump cancel the animation, but yeah. And then Cantarella is your Liberation to get the 3 extra 40 stacks before you enter your Empower state from the heavy attack. So you get the idea, alright? So yeah. So even for your sub DPS, it works for them as well. That's why Augment is actually very good, honestly. But it's a better pass weapon, so it's kind of expected because you're spending money to get it compared to the other stuff which you can get free to play. So it's understandable that the power level will be higher for the better pass weapons. So yeah. So I guess I'll talk about Radiant Dawn. Radiant Dawn, crit damage, honestly good as well, because it also does help out with your team building. It does help out your team building, so you don't have to worry that much on crit damage. You can worry more about getting crit rate or something. Like I said, I still prefer crit rate more than crit damage, because crit damage doesn't matter if you don't crit. But very good, honestly. I would say the crit substats are generally better than the attack substats. And then for the skill, casting Resonance skill, increase attack and basic attack damage bonus. So that is good on Anchor and the sub DPSs, 这次 and counter radar. So I mean, one more than I say, it also is honestly probably could be better for them, because you can manage the skill, the damage boost a lot easier with a Resonance skill cast than a Liberation cast. And even that also will help out with the rotation for some of them and all. So technically it's more linear in the activation, but yeah, in both works to be honest. Generally both for them you will generally activate around the same time, so you get the same stuff generally around the same time. So or even Radiant Dawn might be worse, it doesn't work on Phoebe, I guess, but that's about it. But both are very good weapons. So yeah, the Battle Pass Rectifier, honestly very good. I mean, probably some may have noticed, but yeah, the gun one is here. You don't talk about those, but yeah. So yeah, what's the weapon on the list? Oh, the fish weapon. Okay, just bring up the fish. Yes, actually for fish, I guess I'll also bring up the. Where is it? Yeah, I'll also bring up this guy here. Because they are, honestly, the fish is just a better Wards and Masquerade, to be honest. So fish, dealing damage to Spectral Feather enemy, so basically Phoebe. Increase the spectral damage bonus by 6% for 6 seconds, stacking up to 4 times, so that's 16%. Wards and Masquerade, dealing damage enemy with negative status like Spectral Feather, increase the wielder's attack by 4%. So yeah, spectral damage bonus is generally better than attack percent bonus, because attack percent bonus can get saturated with all your other attack percent, like from your echoes and stuff like that. So generally this is better. I know it's kind of the same reason why even for 5-star weapons people say like attribute damage bonus, which is same as special damage bonus here, is better than attack percent. So yeah. So yeah, so not only on the buff itself, Ocean Gift is better for Phoebe. Even the percentage bonus is higher for Phoebe as well. So yeah, honestly, Ocean Gift is a very good weapon for Phoebe. Both as a DPS, honestly, as well as even for a sub DPS for Zani. I played around with it. Honestly, for some reason I just can't seem to figure out Zani. I seem to just play her very sloppily. I don't know why, but yeah. Even as a sub DPS, I've realized that I mean you generally don't really need the ER for Phoebe. Honestly, I don't know why, but honestly, Phoebe, I've never seen that any issues with getting Phoebe's liberation using Ocean Gift. Honestly, I don't know. As a sub DPS, never seem to have any issues with getting Phoebe's liberation. So yeah, you don't need the ER that the variation gives or stuff like that. So Ocean Gift works as a sub DPS Phoebe. I mean, the damage boost is nice, but doesn't really matter too much, honestly. Because sub DPS really doesn't do much damage at all. This is something I noticed, but yeah. So yeah, that's that. Ocean Gift probably, even honestly, I feel like it's better than even Cosmic Reapers on Phoebe. Because at least this one you can easily get rank 5 if you played the fishing event. So that's 40% damage compared to. Actually, even Phoebe doesn't really benefit much from Cosmic Reapers to play, because it's basically attack damage bonus. So yeah, and then it's only about what 30 plus less attack. Okay, it could be big, but you know. So yeah, honestly, it's probably better on Phoebe Ocean Gift is probably better on Phoebe than even Cosmic Reapers if MX manga. So that's it, I guess. So Ocean Gift and this one. To be honest, I mean it could be good if there's a arrow DPS, but there isn't any. There isn't any arrow rectifier actually. But I have to like hop off with who is it? Chikona. Like what Jian can do with Chikona, that's why honestly. But yeah, I think it's very good, honestly. Very good on Phoebe. And pretty much that's all you really need to know. I mean, can probably work on others. But yeah. Alright, what's next? Fusion and Crucial. Honestly, actually, most of the Black Shot weapons are actually very good, honestly. They're just very good. They are very good general buffing weapons. I think you can kind of say it that way. Because they have honestly one of the highest attack stat, not even higher than even the better pass weapons. And I guess that's it. I don't know. I think they ever talk about it. I don't think. But okay, I guess we will just say base attack matters a lot for your weapons, because there's only two ways for gaining base attack. The first way is to level up your resonators, so, and then as well as to the second way is from the weapons stats themselves. So those are only two ways to base attack that I know of. And base attack is very important because all of your attack percentage, like your multipliers, is multiplied based on your base attack to get your final attack. Give me a need to burp. I have life before this, so I can't say that anymore. Alright. So yeah, base attack is that important because everything, all your attack stat, all your attack bonuses is stacking based on your base attack. So like even your base substat from your echo rolls, even from the skill themselves, is based on this base attack. So that's why having a high base attack is actually good for your. So yeah, so that's one reason why most of the Black Shot weapons is good. Another thing is casting resonance skill, very easy to control. Basically, everyone uses the resonance skill for part of the rotation. So that's that. And then you gain the resonance energy, so it helps with your ER substat. Even your DPS needs ER for a smooth rotation. I think like for Carlotta, I think it's like 120, 130%. Because mine is like 110%. 120, 130% for a smooth rotation. Only one maybe is Folova. Should I talk about Folova? Like how there's no good free-to-play weapon? I can probably make them up. Before I can make that a separate video or something. I don't want to go into a run. I tried going into a run. I talk about that for like 20 minutes. But yeah. So resonance energy. It helps you with your ER substat rolls. So can actually worry less about it. So yeah, this help out very good. Even for your sub DPS as well. This works fine. So yeah, very good. And increase attack by 10%. It's attack, not any weird stuff like what heavy attack bonus or something. So it's a very general buff. You can use it on almost everyone. So yeah, so that's it. It's a very good weapon for Encore stuff like that. Actually, maybe not so for Encore, because for Encore you probably need to work around a bit, because the only thing I'll say is bad about it is there's the 20-second cooldown, but yet the buffs only last for 16 seconds. So that's that. So for Encore, I found that you need to forego the initial resonance skill that you have before you cast your liberation. That's something, I guess. So that's that. Yeah. I mean, other than that, it's actually very good. Yeah, it's honestly very good for everyone. Good casting, good condition. ER, as well as attack percent, while also having a very high base attack. So honestly, Fusion Creature is very good. The reason why it's rated like low, is it low? Yeah, the reason why it's rated lower than the other black shot weapon is because Cosmic Reapers exist. So that's the reason why. Most of the rectifier users are basic attack damage, like Encore, Cantarella, they're all basic attack. So Cosmic Reaper works is honestly better on it. There's more attack, there's more damage bonus, as well as ER by itself, while also having higher stats. So that's the reason why I rate it lower than the other black shot weapons. Very good, just overshadowed by Cosmic Reaper, so it got dropped down by 1 tier, in my opinion. It's not their high priority. So yeah, that's that. So I think that's about it for Fusion Fusion. Very good, overshadowed by Cosmic Reapers. So what's next on the list? Talk about it. The comfortable one. Rectifier 25. I think it's fine to keep it there. This is a good benchmark. It's honestly, it had potential, but yeah. So I guess I'll talk about the skill first. First, it's a good offset. It's a good upside. So resonance skill again, a good casting condition, and then 12% attack bars with basically infinite, lasting 10 seconds, but then the cooldown is 8 seconds. So yeah, so it's basically a permanent uptime of a 12% attack buff. Only bad thing is low attack, base attack, as well as a low ER, as well as a ER subset. For some reason, there's a ER subset. Why? You can't even use it for your. No, also that honestly, it is not good on your. It's not even good to put it onto your DPS. Because if you put it on like your Encore, Future Accretion would still do better than it. Because it's a higher base attack. Oh, this one is higher, it's 12%. Remember? You have a higher base attack. Not only that, you have attack percent subset already, so you're already getting the 10%, the 12% on top of an extra 6%, and then another 10% here, so it's not that good, to be honest. I mean, this is why I even rate it in C tier, is at least it's profitable, so you don't have to like pray to the RNG gods to get it. Like Future Accretion, which you need to pay the RNG gods to get it. You at least guarantee you can get it, you just need to grind the materials a bit. That's the reason why it's even decently high. Honestly, it has a good resonance skill, it has a good skill, just honestly bogged down by stats. So yeah, that's the comfortable one. Next one is Jinhsi Keeper. There we go. Jinhsi Keeper, the intro skill one. So casting intro skill, it's okay there, I guess. I mean, it's basically guaranteed, but yeah, increase attack and HP. So if I want to talk about it, the attack percent is less than Future Accretion, and he has less base attack. So I mean, by no means bad, because you do get the box to guarantee it if you want to. So you have a way to guarantee it, still paying RNG gods. So that's that. It's by no means bad, just that really isn't much of a reason to use it, if you know what I mean. So that's honestly about it. A good weapon, just you don't really have a reason to use it, honestly. Yeah, I think that's about it. I guess I'll pull up the other two now. The last two, Comet Flare and Core of the Beast. Honestly, very bad weapons. I guess I'll talk about Core of the Beast first, because it's the comfortable one. Attack and ER. Okay. Not bad actually. I think it's the same as variation if I'm not wrong. Do I have a variation? Does there have variation up? No, I don't have variation up. Okay, I'm just bring up variation first. Where is it? Okay, there we go. It's the same. It has the same stat stick as variation. So okay, that's something I guess can help you with your rotation for your resident variation. Make sure you guarantee it. Okay. So what's this? Healing bonus. It's honestly one of the worst, worst stat you can give. because you know what also gives you a healing bonus? Using your relevant stat. Like attack for Marina, HP for Shopkeeper. So you know, like Jinhsi Keeper, where's Jinhsi Keeper? Yeah, you know, where's your HP? That also gives you a healing bonus. And what's worse is when you cast Resonance Liberation. You know what you generally end your Shopkeeper rotation with? Resonance Liberation. You cast your Stellar Realm before you switch out, because your Stellar Realm has a cooldown. You want to cycle back to Shopkeeper before it ends to do your enhanced intro skill. So yeah. Bai Zhi is most of her healing actually comes from her liberation. So yeah, you cast a liberation, okay, but most of the healing activates for Bai Zhi after you switch out already. So yeah, that's the thing. So it doesn't really work for Bai Zhi. Verena, you generally cast the liberation at the start of a rotation. At least that's what I do. So maybe, I guess, but you get the idea. I mean, also a good chunk of her healing is also after you switch out from her coordinated attacks, so it's not that good, to be honest, compared to variation. Honestly, it just really isn't a reason to use it. And variation as is, it honestly might be worse than the 3-star. Should I bring out the 3-star? Let me just bring out the Rectifier of Voyager, shall we? 300 to, what is it? Yeah, 337. 30 attack lower. And 20% lower ER. But you know, we kind of make up for it from here. So honestly, to be honest, the 3-star might be the 3-star might be just as good as the 4-star. you get the idea. It's just not that good, to be honest. It really isn't a reason to use it. Alright, and then Chromatic Flare. Actually not bad base attack. And then HP percent. Okay, I mean it's understandable, because to be honest it only really works on one character. And that character is Bai Zhi. And dealing so the activation condition, quite good actually. Just basic attack and heavy attack damage. And then increase and then the thing is the effect, healing bonus again. Why? Yeah, healing bonus is not a good thing to get. Let's say, you know what gives you healing bonus? Raising the relevant stat. And you also do more damage that way also. I mean, you can say you'll get bloated because of all your echo substats and stuff, raising the HP or attack percent. And this gives you more healing than raising your attack. Understandable, but it's not really that good, honestly. And even this, do you know who doesn't do any basic attack or heavy attack damage for this? Verena. If you have an S2, your S, is it S or R? Like when you get your third, you get a second copy of Verena. You don't need to really do it that way anymore. Actually, no, yeah, you still need to. I haven't used Verena for a very long time. I'm gonna say Shopkeeper has just replaced Verena for a lot. Okay. Actually, I know. Yeah. Just, both of them are just not that good. Combat Flare and Core of the Beast. Both of them are just not good. So that's that, I guess. So yeah. So that's why they are the only F tier. They are both of them F tier. So yeah, that's about it. Right. Anything else I want to talk about the rectifiers? And that's it. Alright, so I'll move on to the next one then. So yeah, that's the reasoning for all their rankings. So yep, I'll move on to the Broad Blades. I think that's what I said I would, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. Alright, I'll just move on to the Broad Blades then. Broad Blade. Alright, so first I guess I'll just talk about the Battle Pass weapons first. Then. Battle Pass. Where's the okay, Autumn Trace, there we go. So the two Battle Pass weapons are honestly tailor-made for two of the units. Those are Jian and Augusta, to be honest. The others can't really use it all that well. I mean, it's not that they can't use it, they can't benefit from it. I mean, Cultural actually does benefit from auto chase a bit, like boosts the Death Messenger damage, but also the culture damage still comes from the Liberation, so Lustrous Razor is still better on Cultural. But yeah, so I'll just talk about them. I'll talk about the original one, the original Autumn Trace. Attack, crit rate. Same thing as Augment. As a good flat attack boost, and then crit rate, which honestly helps a lot with the unit building. So just by the stats itself is very good. Then the skills itself, increase attack by 4%, stacking up to 5 times. So that is 20% attack bonus. Very high. So you really see others is like 12, 10%, or 18, or even 18% for the Radiant Dawn. So yeah, 20%, very good. And it stacks. And it's basically infinite uptime. It lasts for 7 seconds, and it can trigger every 1 second. So once you get to 5 stacks, you'll basically keep the 5 stacks as long as you keep attacking. So yeah, honestly, very good. It's a very good weapon. Other than the fact that I'm not going to say much about Augusta because I'm still building her. I haven't really played all that much with her, so I can't say too much about Augusta, honestly. For Jian, actually I will say the Aura Zenith is probably better on Jian actually, because Jian's whole rotation is basically just you ulti, finish up your ulti, and then go back. So to be honest, getting it right off the back from the ultimate cast rather than you slowly building up is probably better on Jian. So yeah, that's that. Guess I should also stop is that. So attack, crit damage. So same thing as the other one, as the Radiant Dawn and Augment. Very good, but I personally prefer crit rate than crit damage, because crit damage doesn't matter if you can't crit, but having the crit damage still helps out with the unit building. So yeah, that's that. Then as I'll talk about it, the casting requirement is Liberation, your ulti. So it's very good because basically everyone else. And then increase attack and heavy attack damage bonus. But I can't say much about Augusta, but Augusta has 2 Liberation casts, so I know it doesn't stack, the bonus will just refresh it, but yeah. And then even for Jian, because you basically start off your rotation with Liberation cast, so honestly very good. It might honestly be better than Autumn Trace, but you know, but both very good actually, as expected of a better pass weapon. That's what. So next, I guess I'll talk about is the Black Shroud one. So it's the same thing as the rectifier. Same thing as Vision Accretion. Very high base attack, which I say is very good, and it's a very good universal skill. The requirement, the casting cost is resonant skill. So yep, and then ER help out with the resonant energy, and then increase attack. This is a very good general weapon that is honestly good on basically, that is good on everyone, because everyone basically casts their weather skill, other than maybe like everyone will cast the weather skill at some point of time in the rotation, giving them the attack stuff, and then you get the idea. It's just good on everyone. A good universal buff, a good universal buffing weapon. There's also good statistics, so yeah. This one is rated A. And the next is Healer's Cleaver, which I will have to preface it. I am probably very biased on Healer's Cleaver because I have used Healer's Cleaver for a very long time on both my Cultural and Jinhsi, because I didn't really have the Lustrous Razor for quite some time, because I focused on getting the Static Mist and Emerald Genesis first, rather than Lustrous Razor. And Cosmic Reapers actually. I focus on those 3 first, then before I focus on getting my Lustrous Razor and the what's the gauntlet one called again? So I get perfect. Honestly, I'm biased to Healer's Cleaver, so I use it a lot. I'm pretty sure my own one is, I have one in my account that's level 90. Honestly, probably isn't a good thing. Probably was a wise thing because it's a 4-star to be honest. It's be replaced with the Jinhsi's own signature weapon. But yeah, it's a very good one. So as for Richard, the casting is Versatile skill, which basically everyone does. So everyone will benefit from it. So it's very easy to manage and stuff, you know. So what it does is it gives attack 3 by 3% for every 2 seconds, stacking up to 4 times. So that is 8 seconds. So you will gain the attack buff within after 8 seconds. So you probably need to work around, play a bit with the with your own rotations itself. So you want your nukes, you want the bulk of damage to be like late loaded, which Augusta and Jinhsi is. So that's that. So yeah, so 8 seconds, and afterwards when you reach the max stack, after 8 seconds, it will be reset within 6 seconds. So yeah. And then the uptime, and then the cooldown is 12 seconds. But you know what? How long you take the keep the buff? 14 seconds. So it's basically like infinite uptime for your attacks. Yes, you do need 8 seconds to ramp up, but for the two main users, Augusta and Jinhsi, their attacks, their damage is like end loaded, so it's fine. I can't say about Lupa, I don't have her. I can't say about that. And honestly, I haven't played Culture for very long already, so I mean Culture 1 is also somewhat heavy loaded, end loaded as well actually. Yeah, it's fine. So works for Culture. The only one maybe is Jian, but you get the idea. So Healer's Keeper is honestly very good. It's a very good 4-star property. That's why it's A-rank. And then next is Discord, is it? I think that's Discord. Yeah, Discord. Only reason why I rate it so high is honestly Taoqi. It's honestly probably Taoqi's best weapon. I mean, Taoqi is still somewhat clunky and slow to play with, but Discord helps out a lot with rotation. So that's that. It's basically the same as variation, just that there's only one unit that can use it, but it honestly helps elevate the unit by a lot. So it helps out with your Carlotta's team and stuff like that. So not the worst. I mean, you can probably use it on Lumi as well if you want to use Lumi instead of Taoqi, but Taoqi is just better because the extra 4 seconds is quite big. So yeah. Next one is the comfortable debuff weapon. There you go. Meditations on Mercy. That's what it's called. So the reason why it's distantly rated is because it works well on Jian with Chikona. That's the only reason why. So if you don't have the battle pass or his signature weapon, this weapon is actually pretty decent on him, honestly. I actually can't see whether which one is better because I'm using the battle pass weapon on my Jian, so I haven't tried it out, but it's honestly not bad though if you have Chikona on your team, because honestly that's also his best in team right now, I'm pretty sure. I'm still using Motefi on my Jian, so you can say about that, but yeah. It's very good on Jian as a free to play option, so that's about it. As well as it's also high. I mean, you want to use it as a stat stick, because it honestly has one of the better statistics, same as the winning rate shift, but yeah. Honestly, not bad weapon. Pretty good as weapon, yeah, I would say. So that's it. I think this one is the heavy attack one, right? Yeah, I think no, that's the intro skill, not heavy attack. Yeah, intro skill. So next is Dawnless Evernight, the intro skill one. Can I bring it down? Yeah, I think I'll bring it down actually. Yeah. I did not notice the defense substat when I'm making this list last night. But yeah, so it's the same as the Jinzo Keeper, I guess. Yes, some of irrelevant substat. And why is it defense boosted? I mean, it helped me a lot in the early game when I was still starting out. because the defense buff did allow me to face tank a few hits when I was still learning the ropes, but after that it's not really that good, honestly. So yeah, it's usable on Jian because it has an okay one. 3-7 is not the worst. I think there's some that actually the 3-7 is quite low actually. The 3-7 is quite low. It's just I mean for the most part, honestly, there really isn't a reason to use dollars overnight. Helios Cleaver might actually is better than it in most cases than not, or even winning redshift. So he's like 10% and 8%. So yeah, it's not bad, but just heavily overshadowed. So yeah, I think that's about it for $7. I mean, it's a good weapon. It's a good bridging weapon, I guess, until you get the better ones from your Gacha or Battle Pass. But because pretty sure there's the free one on top of the Infernal Radar building, that one. There's a free one you can take from there. So I think that's about it. So the next one, Block Blade 41, the profitable one. It's honestly so bad. Honestly, I mean, it has a okay, decent base attack, but why ER? Okay, ER is fine. Maybe it's a supportive weapon, like your Discord. No! Buffs attack and heals. And activation is, I mean, okay, so it's a permanent uptime if you have higher HP. Okay, that works, that's fine, but you know, reading machine just gives you more attack, so that's one thing already. But it's a permanent one, you have to cast it and stuff or not. Okay, maybe do something, but then when the result drop below, just give you healing. When you do the, yeah, so you can't even use it on like Cultural, because Cultural does Cultural or Jinhsi. Cultural does liberation damage, Jinhsi does resonant skill damage mostly, so you can only trigger the healing once every 8 seconds. It's just not good, honestly. So actually, I think it deserves this. Don't use it, it's just not good. So yeah, I think that's it for the public, to be honest. Helios Cleaver and Shift are actually very good weapons for free-to-play players. So yeah, I think that's about it. So I guess I'll move on to the next. I can't even talk much about Lustrous Razor. It's just a good static actually. I've actually tried it out between Helios Cleaver and Lustrous Razor, honestly. Even on Jinhsi actually, Lustrous Razor actually does, you actually do more damage on Lustrous Razor than Helios Cleaver on Jinhsi. Even if Jinhsi's one attacks are all, the damage is end loaded, which is what Helios Cleaver wants. Lustrous Razor just helps you with, does more damage just based on the higher stats, just based on the stat stick. So that's something. As I said, 4 stars I will always be overshadowed by the 5 stars, but doesn't mean they're bad. It's honestly, even the damage is not that much different. It's only by like a couple hundred, and you're hitting like 100 odd Ks with the Dragon Breath nuke. So it's only different by a few hundred. So it's technically higher, but it's honestly not by much. So yeah, that's that actually, honestly. Alright, so I guess I'll talk about the swords next, right? Alright. So swords, you can kind of see is, yeah, honestly most of them are quite lowly rated because one thing is this, EOG, Emerald or Genesis. Really isn't much reason to use any of the 4-star swords because EOG exists. It's the standard 5 stars, so most people will get it, either from the standard boost they are doing, or even from the box themselves they give you after you reach the level 50 or something. I forget what's the level the union level you need to reach, but yeah, it's very good. Increase, so it's very good. EOG is this higher attack because you know it's a 5-star, not a 4-star. Crit rate, ER, and then this attack from resonant skill casting. So that's the cast cost, and that's the cost to cast it. It's very good, to be honest. EOG is just very good. It honestly, most it basically just overshadows all of the 4 stars swords. They are by no means bad per se, but it's all of them are overshadowed. Actually, just realized one thing. You can probably go here. The lunar carpet cannot really go there, but yeah. So yeah, I guess the first one I'll talk about is I did not notice that. I guess I'll first talk about this though. The new Battle Pass sword. I'm not gonna rate it because there really isn't a viable user right now, and supposedly Chuyan supposedly can use it. Just not gonna talk about that right now, so I'm just gonna leave it as its own in its own tier, where I'm just not gonna rate it anything. But yeah, it might change. Honestly, probably could have waited for this, but it's better to get it out of my mind right now. So yeah, so the first one I'll talk about is Overture. Then that's Overture. There you go. Same thing as variation. Helps with rotation, and that's honestly very big for a certain silver hair. Is it silver or white actually? Or silver hair girl, a silver hair blind girl. Honestly, Overture helps a lot with rotation, and somehow has one of the fastest rotation. Just basically speeding, basically making so that she doesn't have a rotation, basically almost non-existent. Her rotation basically becomes almost non-existent. I use somehow a lot. I even learned how to animation cancel how to like cancel her heavy attack, and even the Heron Echo. Somehow it's very good. That's why Overture is also very good. But Overture also works very well with Yang Yang, and I have used Yang Yang quite a lot because I like her as a character. I'll be honest, so that's why I used that. And I've honestly gotten decent. I won't say good. I've gotten decent on Havoc Rover Yang Yang Quicksword as well as Xiang Ye Yao Yang Yang Quicksword. And Overture helps a lot with that actually. Helps a lot with the rotation. So there's that, I guess. Not a lot with the quick swapping and stuff and all. To help ensure that I'm getting the info skill on my Xiang Ye Yao. So there's that, I guess. The Overture. Very good weapon, and I want to use the toilet. Then yes, it's been about 1 hour actually. It's been close to... I can't pause the recording. Right. So yeah, Overture good. I'm just gonna go for a quick toilet break. Probably like... if I'm able to cut it out, I guess I'll cut it out. Okay, I'm back. I'm honestly trying to figure out editing. So I'm not sure how successful I'll be. So wish me luck. I can cut out the silence, but yeah. Where was I? Yeah, okay, the sword. So next one is the debuff sword. Sure, why not? I'll bring it. Yeah, I guess I'll bring out the debuff sword. Where's the debuff sword? Fables of Wisdom. Okay, there we go. Very good, but honestly this could probably be rated lower, right? Because I don't think there's a use of Katiti, I guess. Okay, I forgot about Katiti. Okay, that's what I said. I have some water signature before. Some are biased, but yeah. Forget about Katiti actually. From what I know actually, this is actually a better on Katatia than the 3-star that gives HP if I'm not wrong. It's the 3-star that gives HP, right? The Guardian Sword. The comfortable sword that gives HP. So yeah. From what I know actually, this does actually gives more damage to... Katalia does more damage with this sword than with the 3-star Guardian Sword. So that's the reason why it's rated decently. Because that is actually a proper user. No, this is fine, I guess. I'll talk about the why it's fine, but yeah. So that's the reason why it's rated there, because it's honestly probably one of the best free-to-play weapons other than EOG on your Katatia. Because EOG is in high demand, so you might be using it on someone else. Like, I don't know, maybe your Arrow, which you probably won't see because you have the what's the sword name called? The Blood Pact Plate, Pledge. Blood Pact Pledge. So yeah, you have that sword, so maybe using on someone else, like I am currently using on. Who am I using my EOG on? I actually don't remember. Who did I have my EOG on actually? No one actually. Huh. Yes, I'm using Arrow Rover, but yeah, but I used to use it on Havoc Rover for my EOG before. So yeah, very good on one of the better free-to-play options for Katati, I guess. So that's why it's rated there. I think that's fine. And then the Somewhere Anchor. Where's my Somewhere Anchor? There we go. Oop. Very good actually, as I said. So same static as the black shot weapons, as well as the debuff weapon. Same static. So yeah. Then you get so whenever you do damage, you gain the stack, and each stack increases the attack by 2%, stacking up to 10 times. So that's 20% damage bonus. And when you reach all 10 stacks, it increases the crit as well. Okay, I'm back from the landline call. Okay, where was I? Yeah, some anchor. Okay, yeah. Well, very good. So higher base attack, and 20% attack buff that takes time to ramp. Yes, take time to ramp up. But once we ramp up, also gives you crit rate. So yeah, not 20%. That's 40% actually a max rank, which most people would have max rank, because it's an event sword. It's a played event. So yeah, very good on all the DPS actually, honestly. Maybe not Chang'e, because Chang'e is more for quick sword. I honestly can't say because I don't have a Chang'e build up. Because I was too focused on building up Havoc Rover and Jinhsi during the time, and then later on, you know, Shellkeeper, just new characters came out and I just never went back to building up a Chang'e. I think my Chang'e is like level 60 only. Because that was the power level I was at when 1.1 came around. Till around level 60, 70, that was the cap I had. So yeah, it's actually very good for most of your DPS. So anchor like your Havoc Rover, was they have rotation. Even on Camellia or your Dungeon. Katatia, not really. I mean, because you don't benefit from the attack percent buff. So yeah. But you do gain the crit as well. You do gain the crit though, so it's not the worst on her, I guess. But you know, what is it? Yeah, EOG is so yeah. So yeah, that's a very good weapons for your DPS. Not really so much for your Sanhua or Yang. I can't say about Brand, don't have Brand. So yeah. So it's why it's honestly a very good weapon for you to give your DPS. So that's that. Next is, which one is this? Oh, the Battle Pass. Luminous Ghost. Okay. Here it is. Yeah. So decent attack, but attack substat not the worst. Also not the best. Much prefer crit rate or crit damage. But yeah. So the casting is based on the skill, so it's good, it's controllable, and also can be triggered every 1 second. So you know, maybe someone with multi-cast one, it works and stuff like that. And increase basic attack and heavy attack them bonus by 20% whenever you cast another skill, and it lasts for 10 seconds. So it's honestly not bad, to be honest. It's very good. It is a very good weapon. But EOG is, to be honest, basically that is the case for a lot of the swords. EOG exists, so even though they are good weapons by themselves, honestly, they're just overshadowed by EOG. So unless you don't have enough EOGs to go around, there really isn't a reason to use them. And this is even a better pass weapon, so you get the idea. So yeah, honestly, a good weapon, just overshadowed by EOG. Next one is the Commando Sword, right? Commando Conviction, the intro skill one, right? Yeah, the intro skill. Okay, doesn't really matter actually. Okay, let's talk about the anime one, but yeah. So good substat is here the same as Lumina Gauss. Wait. Actually higher attack than Lumina Gauss. Oh wow, I did not know that. Okay. So it's good. Yep. So this is basically an upgraded version of Lunar Cutter. You know why I say that is because I used Lunar Cutter for a very very long time on my Havoc Rover when I was starting out, so it's just kind of that. But yeah, that's the reason why I remember it that way. But yeah, that's a talk about Lunar Cutter right now. It's honestly very very bad. Lunar Cutter is actually quite bad, to be honest. So it gains 12% attack whenever you switch in. It's not even intro skill, like some of the the commando conversion itself. It's intro skill. So you need to make sure you consult and engage. This one doesn't even need to do that. So yeah, but the thing is, it loses 1 stack every 2 seconds. So you're basically just losing your attack every as the fight goes on, and it's very fast. Not very fast, 12 seconds. So yeah. That's the reason why Lunar Cutter isn't that good, because you can't really control your attack buffs from the skill itself. So that's the reason why I rate it so low. I mean, it's fine. It was fine for me because I was using it mostly for overworld exploration, and for that I was using Showkeeper mostly as a front run because of my butterfly. So yeah, I did not really explore much until Black Shores was reasons. I really did explore much until Black Shores and 1.4. 1.3, 1.4 is when I really started exploring the 1.0 and 1.1 maps. So by then they are Shopkeeper, so it wasn't the worst, but yeah, Lunar Cutter isn't the best weapon, to be honest. It's quite bad. Yeah, even the stats are the same, so yeah. Because this one is a lot more controllable. This one you don't lose your attack as your rotation goes on. A lot of units, their damage is at the end. Yeah, Rover not really. Katatia, but Katatia doesn't benefit from it. But yeah, this dungeon you need to get your forte, build up your forte. Camellia, you also technically need to build up your forte for your nuke. Yeah, so yeah. So Lunar Cutter isn't really that good. Because isn't good, and you know it's also greatly overshadowed by the other choices. So yeah, that's why Lunar Cutter is honestly very bad. Commando Conversion isn't the worst, honestly. It is a good 4-star weapon, but EOG exists. So yeah, that's the reason why I can't really rate Commando most of the swords very high. And the next one is, I think this is the last one also, right? And I'll just do one more actually. So the next one is the Endless Collapse, the Blackshot one. It's the same as the other, so highest base attack, helps with ER as well as a good general attack buff that is controlled by resonant skills. So to be honest, most of the Blackshot weapons are the same. They are very good weapons, but they're very good weapons because of their high base attack and general buffs as well as ER and stuff like that. They do a lot. That's why they are so good. They have both utility and good damage. But as we all, I kind of bored by now by EOG as is, so it's just overshadowed by EOG. So there's that, I guess. So that's why it's rated there. But just know that most of the Blackshot weapons are the same. They are very good because they give both ER as well as attack, as well as helping you a lot with damage. So that's that. And then the last one is the craftable one actually, where I guess what 18. There we go. So 18 for almost 400 attack, so actually quite good, but and attack. So this one. So whenever your HP resonator drops below 40%, increase your heavy attack damage bonus by 18% and use healing whenever you do a heavy attack bonus. It's decent because of one character, Danji. I mean, I've heard some people say that this is actually a very good on Danji. I can't really say much because I don't use Danji myself, so yeah. I mean, that's probably one reason why, but honestly, even for that, honestly, EOG is probably better for Dungeon than the Sword 18 whatever be. So that's kind of that, I guess, but it's good on one character, I guess. It's kind of, you know, but the fact that you kind of have to drop below 40%, so it's kind of hard to manage, if you want to say so. Actually, probably could drop. Is it as bad as Luna Cutter? Or the other one? Technically, no. It's kind of unusable though, so I guess it's fine. I guess this is fine then, yeah. So yeah, I guess that's about it for the swords, I guess. Anything else? Any other swords? No, right? I did not miss any? Nope. Alright. Alright. Let's do the refresh now. Then what do I want to talk about after swords? The guns, eh? Sure, why not? I guess I'll talk about the guns then. Alright. What? Alright, the guns. So where's the first gun? I guess I'll talk about the gun. So the new Battle Pass gun, not gonna talk about it because there is no viable user. Supposedly Galbriana is good for it, and she's probably releasing today or tomorrow. The skill set, probably not gonna talk about it even if I know about it, because I rather play with them, have a first-hand experience to know how good or bad they are first before I talk anything about them. So that's that, I guess. So it's not gonna talk about the new Battle Pass weapon because there is no proper user right now. So yeah, that's that, I guess. So I guess I'll talk about the weapons now. The realistic jet, the Blackshot weapon. So same speed as ever, high base attack, helps with ER, has a very good casting cost of resonance skill, helps with ER, and then have a good general buff of attack. There's also 10%, so some of them has 8% also, so it's very good. That's a very good weapon overall. Realistic jet, that's about it. Next is the Undying Flame. Oh, Undying Flame. Honestly, it's surprisingly a very good weapon for your Carlotta and Chisia. So basically the two main damage dealing pistol users, Undying Flame. It's honestly very good because most of them, I mean, okay, other than maybe your Carlotta, you might need to play around with your somewhat, get a bit of your forte stack at the end of a rotation before you switch out to your Showkeeper and Zenzhen and stuff like that, to make sure that you can fit the rotation within the 15 seconds. But other than that, it's very good. It's a 20% damage buff. I say most of them in the DC is 8 or 10%, so this is only more than them. So yeah, it's honestly very good because most of them you can fit the rotation within the time period. I mean, can't really say much about Chisa because I haven't really built her up all that too much, but I remember using on Chisel for the elusive realm, and it works perfectly fine for that. Is it not elusive realm? No, like TOA actually. I'm pretty sure my Chisel is like level 80. I haven't used her. I have used Chisel for some of the lower floors. It works fine for Chisel. So that's that actually. So very good weapon, Undying Flame. Honestly, a very good free-to-play weapon for either Carlotta or Chisel. If you're not going to, you know, and you can also guarantee it for the box, the intro skill box that you get from some quest, I think. So yeah, Undying Flame, very good. That's why it's 8 tier. So yeah, at the two DPS in the whole category, the whole weapon category can use Undying Flame. So I use them quite well. So yeah, that's that. Next is the debuffs gun. the buff gun. I mean, it really isn't that good per se. I mean, the reason why it's rated this high is because apparently it's supposedly the best weapon for DPS auto. I mean, I heard people using auto Chikona ever over. It's supposedly the best weapon for DPS auto, so I guess that's that from what I've read on Reddit and other forum stuff like Discord. So I guess that's that. But even then, if you want your Chikona to do more damage, this is a fine weapon to use on Chikona if you don't have static miss for Chikona. Or you don't use static miss for Chikona, because Katatia doesn't really benefit from static miss. Static miss it gives attack when you switch out for the incoming resonator. So Katatia doesn't even benefit from it. So that's that, I guess. So you can always just switch it over and you let overuse it. So I actually don't think we can do it that way, because I'm pretty sure I don't remember, to be honest. I haven't even finished my Katatia or Chikona or Arrow build actually. I'm still reading them. So I haven't really bothered too much with the rotation, because my Katatia has a signature weapon. But I bet I only had 130 Doritos clear. Katatia was a big part for that. And I still haven't even figured out the rotations either, because honestly, Katatia with a signature weapon does a lot of damage. I guess I can't really say too much about it, but I heard it's supposedly also a decent side grade for Chikona, because Chikona by herself does a lot of personal damage. So, and it's the best weapon for DPS auto right now, so I guess that's that. I can't really say too much, to be honest, but so yeah. I honestly don't know if it really deserves you now think about it. But I'm just gonna leave it there. So next is the Battle Pass weapon, Thunderbolt. So whenever you do a basic attack or heavy attack, quite a good general activation condition. Increase resistance skill damage bonus by 7%, stacking up to 3 times, so that's 21%. The last 10 seconds and can trigger every 1 second. It is very good on Chisia. Not so much on Carlotta, that's the issue. Because Carlotta's rotation is very fast. Basically, you just spawn in, double resonance skill, hit the enhanced heavy attack, and then you just, then you just nuke your liberation to it. That's it. As from what I know, the liberation attacks, even though you're using the basic attack to cast the liberation damage, those are considered in the game as you casting liberation instead of doing basic attack. So you actually really have no way to trigger this in throughout your rotation other than the enhanced heavy attack that you do after your 2 resonance skill cast. So that is the issue with Thunderbolt. If you're doing your Carlotta in an optimal rotation, you will not fully trigger the Thunderbolt buff. So you have to go off your way to just hit normal attacks within your rotation just to activate the damage buff for Thunderbolt onto your Carlotta. So that's why Thunderbolt is rated somewhat low. I mean, it's very good on Chisia, but I've tried. No, I won't say I tried, but I've seen people run the numbers in some damage simulator, I think. I don't think it actually did it like actual first hand. But supposedly in the damage calculator, the static miss on Chisia actually does more damage than Thunderbolt even. So that's that, I guess. So kind of also Chisia, you do want your ultimate to cast your ultimate every time, because your ultimate gives you a buff. So it's that, I guess. So yeah, Thunderbolt. So even though it's the best on Chisia, even then it's not really that good on Chisia either. But it is a solid weapon. The power level is honestly the same as Undying Flame, just that Carlotta can use Undying Flame better than you will use Thunderbolt. in the best rotation. So yeah, that's that. That's why it's rated lower than Undying Flame. So that's that. So next is the Cadden Dust, the ER weapon. So the only reason why the ER weapon is rated this low is because the static miss is used. Static miss give ER, higher attack, even crit rate, as well as a buff for when you switch up. So yeah, so that's why Cadden Dust really isn't that good actually. Because I can't say about auto, I don't use auto. But Mortophy doesn't really need Cadden Dust for consultant energy, because you can work well with static miss. I've always used static miss on my Mortophy, other than the first two patches, because I did not have static miss then, because I focused on getting EOG first. I have not opened my box, that's why I say I have never opened my box. I'm somewhat of a collector, but yeah. I was focused on getting static miss first, not static miss. I was focused on getting Ammo Genesis first before I got my static miss, then my Cosmic Reapers. I think, was it the other way around? I know I got EOG first. I can't remember whether I got static miss or the Cosmic Reapers first. But yeah, so I did use Cadden Dust on the Mortophy. Honestly, did not feel any difference between Cadden Dust and the static miss, so that's why I say isn't really that good. Cadden Dust really isn't that necessary. Just eh. And then even for Chikona, it honestly doesn't. I don't feel any much different between the two of them, to be honest either. Just that static miss does more damage, both personal damage as well as when you switch out most of the 10% attack boost. Cadden Dust is not a bad weapon, but it's overshadowed by static miss. So that's the thing, honestly. Even the two main users for that, it doesn't feel that much different because their rotation is already quite fast. It doesn't change the rotation timing, so that's that. Just for Cadden Dust, it's not bad, just overshadowed. Next is the Nova Burst. When the Resonator dashes or dodge, which is actually decent because you can actually control this. I mean, yes, you're technically sacrificing stamina, but you know, dodging you'll do that quite often. Increase attack by 4%, stacking up to 3 times, so that's a maximum of 12%. So yeah, it's actually not bad on Nova Burst. Nova Burst is actually not bad, just that you don't really have a unit to utilize it. I mean, like for the two of them, Kisia and Carlotta actually works perfectly fine with the Undying Flame. And Undying Flame gives more damage bonus. So that is the issue. I mean, unless you're doing something like what Elusive Realm with your Kisia or Dreaming Deep right now. Like, Dreaming Deep, does it work? I don't know. Unless you're doing that where you're not switching out characters, this is better, but for the most part, you'll be rotating your castle members. So it's just for the two important ones. Undying Flame is better than it. It's by no means bad, but because you can actually control when you get the buff and stuff, you know, and it does last a decent chunk of 8 seconds when you can easily refresh. So it's not bad. Just there really isn't a proper unit to fully utilize it right now. That cannot use Undying Flame, so that's that, I guess. So yeah, screw. Yeah, I think it's fine to move it up actually, really enough. I mean, probably at the bottom of the B tier, I guess then. Yeah. Hard to say actually. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine to move it to the bottom of B tier actually. So yeah. Alright, the next one, no, not next one. The next gun is the original craftable gun, Pistol 26. When the Resonator takes no damage, increase attack by 6% every 5 seconds, stacking up to 2 times, so maximum 12 seconds after 5 seconds. Whenever you take damage, lose health. Whenever you take damage, you health. It's not bad, like I said, it's very good, just that, you know, you will take damage at some point of time. You will make mistakes. When you make mistakes, you lose your stack. Same thing as kind of Lunar Cutter. So it's not that good. And then Undying Flame exits. So I mean, for the most part, there really isn't a need for you. Because the two main DPS for the pistol can use Undying Flame. So that's why it's not that good, to be honest. I feel like it's a weaker version of Nova Burst, actually, to be honest. So yeah, that. So I guess this makes sense then. Yeah, so there's that actually. So yeah, that's that I guess. So I think that's it for the guns. So I'll move on to the last type, I guess. The gauntlets characters now. Yeah, I have Abyss Surges. I was thinking about Abyss something. I guess I'll talk about the two better pass weapons first. Donut and Ether Strike. So Ether Strike and Stoner. So I guess I should talk about the Stoner first, I guess. Because I feel like this one is probably more important. So honestly, for Shangri-La, I would say right now, Stoner is actually better than Ether Strike. Because Stoner is resonant skill, whereas Ether Strike is Liberation cast for the casting occurrence. Because remember I said the weapon skill buff do not stay when you switch out your characters. And Samuel is used mostly for quickswap right now, because in-lane isn't really that good right now, so most people use Sangya in quickswap. So that's why this Stoner is much better than the Ether Strike. Because whenever you switch back in, you can cast a resonant skill to gain the liberation damage bonus right now. So that's why I say. You have multiple cast costs for hypercubes and stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about it. So yeah, Stoner is better on Shangri-La than Ether Strike is. But for Iono, it really doesn't matter, I guess, to be honest. But actually no, it does better. Even for Iono, Stoner is actually better, because Iono's rotation is intro skill, enhanced resonant skill, you jump and then you attack, use up your forte gauge, liberation to gain it back, and then you continue your attack. That's how I play Iono. That's how they taught me to play the game itself. So because of that, even then, Stoner is actually better, because you were starting off your rotation with a resonant skill cast. So you gain the Stoner buff, whereas for the Ether Strike you will gain it only in the second half of your rotation. The Stoner is actually better than Ether Strike in my opinion for both the main users of Gauntlet that you want to use it on, the Xiangya and Iono. The two main resonance liberation damage dealers. So that's that. I also prefer Stoner because crit rate. But yeah, even just on the skill activation themselves, Stoner is better than Ether Strike. So yeah, could be wrong. You can probably write an essay in the comments if you want to go wrong, but that's what I feel. So that's that. Is it better than Abyss Surge? Not really actually. I found Stoner is actually more damage than Abyss Surge because Stoner has crit rate. So yeah. And this technically isn't mini skill either as well, especially if you can get some ranks on it. 54%. So yeah, Stoner is actually very good on Xiangya and Iono. Actually, what weapon do I have for my Xiangya right now? Because I'm pretty sure I gave his Stoner to Iono. So I'm honestly not even using him either. Because Augusta is a electro DPS now. But yeah, so Stoner is better than Ether Strike, but Ether Strike is by no means bad if you're using Hyper Carry. And then even for Iono, you can just play around a bit with the rotation, it will work fine as well. So just that, I guess. Next is the, what is it called? Celestial Spiral. honestly, same speed as ever, high base attack, very nice controllable casting cost, nice help with ER with the resonance energy generation, and then a good nice general attack buff. It's a very good standard gauntlet. You can honestly cannot say that for most of the other gauntlets, to be honest. Honestly, gauntlets and rectifier 4-star choices are honestly quite bad. I do not know why. So next is the Makota, I think it's called. Makato, not Makota. Makato. So it's the ER one as well. So it's really only good on 2 units, Yohu and Jinhsi, which both of them aren't really that good. So I mean, by no means bad actually. It's that even the character themselves aren't that good. I mean, kind of put it same as Discord as well, of course. They're both niche speed, but they're both very good on the two of them. So help your rotation. It's really all you really need to know. So these two doesn't really do that much damage. You kind of want the rotation to be faster and stuff, you know. Though technically Jinhsi's rotation won't be fast ever, but you get the idea. So not a bad weapon, but to be honest, there really isn't someone that can really use it to the same extent as the other ER 4-stars right now. So that's that, I guess. So what's the next weapon? The debuff weapons. Actually, the debuff weapon. Legend of the Drunkard Hero. So yeah, this one. Same base attack as the Celestial Spiral. I think so. It's actually the same thing for all the debuff ones, and then it's actually good on Zani actually. It's actually very good on Zani. I have actually tried it both with Celestial Spiral and Dragon Hero because I don't have her signature weapon for Zani. She actually does more damage with Legend of the Drunken Hero, but I did have issues with the ER cost. Like I said, I think I said just now, I don't remember, but I never finished building Mazani at all, so there is an ER issue with Mazani. So actually Celestial Spiral 6E, the ER at the resonance energy generation is actually helpful for me in that case. That's why I rated the Black Shell's weapon so highly. Honestly, it helps a lot. It helps you elevate some of your pressure to get your ER substats. But technically, the Legend of Drunkard Hero actually helps you deal. Actually, Zani does more damage with the debuff gauntlet than with the Black Shell gauntlet. If I say, but yeah, that's the thing. But only Zani can use the debuff gauntlet technically, whereas a lot of people can use Celestial Spiral. Even your Sangya, if you don't have a better pass, actually, it's actually probably the best weapon you can give your Sangya. Even Ushia, if you don't have a signature weapon, it's actually very good on Celestial Spiral. That's with an ER, because for some reason I can't seem to get any good like rolls for ER for the midnight build for my Ushia. I can't seem to get any ER rolls for them. So for both my Cantarella and Ushia, I don't know why, but just that, I guess. I don't think Wuxia actually needs much because Wuxia's the Mamma Mia actually generates a lot of comfortable and business energy, so it's not really necessary for Wuxia, but you get the idea. But yeah. So what's next? Other than this, the amenity record. The must do something for that one series. So when resonance evasion is cast, Odino is good as resonance skill or just attacking. Run 3 stacks of eye armor, which gives you attack and defense. So that's 9% attack and 9% defense, stacking up to 3 times. Okay, alright. So whenever you take damage, reduce it by 1. It's not bad, but it punishes you for playing bad. If you know what I mean. So I'll be honest, Celestial Spiral is just a better version of this. Because not only do you gain 10%, like 10% instead of 9%, so that's only 1% more. It's easier to activate because there's the skill, but your liberation. So it's that, I guess. So it's just a weaker version of what is it? Of Celestial Spiral. So yeah, not bad per se, but yeah. And the other one is the amenity record. It's called memory. So same skill as the same skill as Carlotta, so you may think it's good on like Xiang Yao and Ayuno. Defense substat. Why? Honestly, this is the only thing pulling it back. That's right. It's not as good as Undying Flame. This is a defense substat. If you just even give it attack substat, it would still be fine. That's why it's the why rated so low, to be honest. So that's why it's honestly just way better because of the defense substat. And then the relatively low base attack as well. It's the same as, I think it's the same as the Undying Flame, but you get the idea. So just pull back by that. So this spell is just better on everyone else compared to MG record. I think my second actually has MG record right now. And then lastly is the Craftable Gauntlet. Is it? Gauntlet 21D. What is there a D behind? No idea. So okay base attack. And dodge and dash. Like I said, this is also a very good activation condition. Because you can control when you do it. So yeah. And it's actually, the healing is actually better than most of the others of its series. Because it's when you dodge counter. Unlike others where it's like when you reach don't know how many health, below how many health and stuff like that. So this is honestly very good. Very good base attack, decent base attack, very good skill actually. I'll say this is actually one of the best skills for the comfortable series. Just ER substats. ER substat. That's the reason why I was rated this low, but honestly, it's actually quite a good gauntlet. Just the substat. If you don't mind the substat being an ER, if you don't mind just rolling better substance for echoes for crit and stuff like that, because it actually does help to elevate some of the ER requirements for your echoes, but it's just a lot harder to play around because negate 30% is more than enough for all your DPS. They don't need any ER for your echoes already. This is more than enough ER. More ER doesn't help your rotation. So yeah, so it's why I rate it so low, because substat ER. That is the only thing drawing back. So yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that is every weapon. I don't think I miss any. So yeah. So yeah, to generate the better pass weapons are strongest one, and then the black shorts are good, consistent general buffers for them. So 4-stars are by no means bad. Just that if you have a 5-star, build the 5-star, because 90% of the time, the 5-star actually does more damage than the 4-star ever will. But if you're someone like me who likes to doesn't like to overlap the weapons, because they are forgetful and will probably forget to switch back whenever they use the character stuff like that. This is just, or you don't have the 4-stars, like you're just starting out, or you have the 5-stars, no 4-star. You don't have the 5-stars, like you're just starting out, stuff like that. I hope this helps, I guess. So yeah, that's about it, I guess. So if you have any disagreements, I don't mind just putting on the comments. I'll probably read them when I have the time. Not sure when, because I'm starting work soon, but yeah, actually, I'm probably not going to stay long with the job, because it's a sales job, not exactly ideal, but yeah, So yeah, any disagreement, just write it in our comments, I guess. I will respond if I have the time. So yeah, just know that honestly, rectifier and gauntlets was kind of shafted in the 4-star weapon department. So yeah, I think that's it. Alright, and bye bye.